Mamloy by Unapa.
Guy when you're looking, guy when you're looking.
Yamakwego iruja dupu penje no ba kena don lew. Yemu kwa ba kena dolar piemba elwe toy ke ben dolar adu. Ikin bang tundunga dolar kidal. Kuran kin dolar ya juwen kin makwe kwa kin dolar kangen. Yamakwego iruja dupu penje no ba kena don lew. Yemu kwa ba kena dolar piemba elwe toy ke ben dolar. Tundunga dolar kidal kuran kin dolar dia juwen kin makwe kwa kin dolar jama kwe ai ruja du pu penje no ba kena don lew yenu ko ba kena dolar pimba ya lwen toy ka ben dolar adu kin bang tundunga dolar kidal kuran kin dolar dia juwen kin makwe kwa kin dolar kin bang tundunga dolar kidal kin dolar dia juwen kin makwe kwa kin dolar kin bang tundunga dolar kidal kuran kin dolar dia juwen kin makwe kwa kin dolar jadana yom kula yom kala yom be dom be magala par majong awan kijama majigama tialam anu panu kunga utong agura betong
Welcome to Lake State Media, all South Sudanese around the world. Molana Tenwega, I welcome you to Lake State Media and all our citizens in South Sudan, all around the world. Welcome to Lake State Media. Today, we come here to condemn and to talk about the tragic killing of South Sudanese in Northern Sudan. I have invited a lot of people to come share with us, both in the lobby and also in comment sections. Mulana Tenwega, it is good today to be here with us. I know this is not your first time to be here with me in Lake State Media. We have been sharing a lot before, and we also share on your wall, and we share here today. Sudanese of Junub Sudan are invited to share with us. We have played that song, the one just finished, and I know a lot of people asking, why do you play the song? When the song is playing, you're not taking the whole song, but just take the portion of it. The portion of it said that SPLM, because on Golo liberation of Junub Sudan, in the meaning of the song, but take the part say that we are very angry, we are very annoyed. So today, Molana Tenwek, I will give you a chance to greet the citizen of Junub Sudan, and after that, we will be going to our condemnation to read the letter to South Sudanese, how angry we are, and how we will take the measures to address this matter. So, Mulana Tanywa, welcome. Greet your fellow citizens and introduce yourself to them, because not everybody know you. Probably some doesn't know you. So you are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bol Makur, and thanks to Lake Media, Lake State Media for inviting me. Here is, for the first time in more than a year, I've not been connected to Lake State Media, but it's not my first time to be here. So I'm glad today. For those who would be actually joining Lake State Media for the first time, and those who are not familiar with me, I am Ateng Web Ateng. I'm the former press secretary in the office of the president, and I left that position more than 2.5 years ago. So by coming here today, I'm coming as South Sudanese citizen who is also having rights to share his opinion publicly. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Molana. And thank you to my fellow citizen for joining us. Today, the reason why we are here because of the barbaric killing of South Sudanese in capital Khartoum, the capital of Sudan. And today, Lake State Media is condemning the killing of South Sudanese citizens in Sudan. I will read out our condemnation letter step by step. I would like South Sudanese citizens to pay attention and listen to our voice. The way we want to address this, we want to address it to international community and other bodies who monitor problems like this all around the world. Let me read. We, the South Sudanese citizens, are appealing to international community to hold Sudan accountable for killing South Sudanese in Khartoum by General Abdel Fattah Burhan. We South Sudanese are appealing to ICC to investigate and prosecute individuals responsible for the war crimes against humanity, especially South Sudanese living in Sudan, capital Khartoum. We South Sudanese are appealing to United States government to uplift sanctions and impose targeted economy sanctions on key individuals in Sudan, on Sudan government and military who are implicated their atrocities, including assets freezing and travel bans. We, South Sudanese, are appealing to North Sudan government to cease from human rights violations and cooperate with international investigations to bring those who killed South Sudanese citizens to justice. We are appealing to United Nations to condemn the action of Sudan and call for accountability, which could include establishing a commission of inquiry. We are appealing to United Nations to support South Sudanese victims, provide support for South Sudanese victims of atrocities, including medical assistance, psychological support, and legal aid for seeking justice. We South Sudanese are appealing for international monitoring mission to deploy international monitoring mission to document human rights abuse and provided reports to relevant international bodies. We are appealing to regional organizations such as the African Union to address the issue and hold Sudan accountable through regional mechanisms. We are appealing to South Sudanese citizens, arise, create public awareness campaign, raise awareness about the killing of South Sudanese, raise the awareness through media, advocates, and education to mobilize global public opinion against the action of Sudan. We need Abdel Fattah al-Burhan to be held accountable, bring him to justice. Fellow South Sudanese, I will start from here. This is the letter that the Lake State media wrote to international communities to condemn the killing of South Sudanese in Khartoum. Now, I will welcome Molana Atenwek to speak, and then also I have some questions that I will ask him about the situation in Juba after he speaks. Molana, you are highly welcome to speak.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bol Makur, and thanks to the audience. First of all, I would like to make this note clear. I'm speaking here in my capacity as South Sudanese.
Honorable,
And I'm
can you
speaking
raise
as
your
analyst,
voice a bit? We cannot hear you.
which
Your audio is
means
down.
I won't be actually having the authority of
Raise your voice,
addressing
Honorable.
South Sudanese. I won't be having authority to address South Sudanese because I'm not government official. I am now speaking in my private capacity. So whoever should ask the questions should be a question that will not take me to appear as if I'm speaking on behalf of the government. This is what I want to make it clear, because it's a note that I must tell the audience to adhere to. I'm thankful today because Lake State Media provided the opportunity for us South Sudanese to be able to speak about the atrocities that Sudan government has committed in respect to our brothers who are still in Sudan, who have stranded in the war zone. The condemnation, and particularly what I've seen to have been issued by the office of the president, is in every terms possible. So we condemned the government of Abdel Fattah al-Burhan for killing innocent civilians that were caught in the war in Sudan, and they could not get time. They could not get the facility that would have allowed them to relocate to South Sudan. So those killed, there's no any other word that can explain it. It was a practice. We know Sudan has been doing this. Even when we were part of the Sudan, they were doing this. They were killing our people at whim. But today, as a sovereign country, we cannot allow such heinous crime to continue to be committed against our people who are actually living in the Sudan. This is a defeat to the notion of one people in two nations. And I've written this. in my article of before yesterday. If we are to be one nation, if we are to be one people in two nations, then we have to respect human rights. We have to respect all the citizens that reside in our both countries. I also condemned in the strongest term the taking the law into our own hands, particularly some of us, some of our children have taken law into their own hands by banning down a number of shops that are owned by Sudanese. And although I don't have the official report as to how many people has been killed so far, or how many people has got injured, because I didn't receive any official notification of how many people that were killed. I know some people might have lost their life in the process, and I am condemning this because it's not right. A violation of human rights, the answer of it is not violating another human rights, because two wrongs cannot be right. So that's why my writing yesterday, I was appealing to youth to ensure they don't take law into their own hands, because there are a number of ways we could have actually done it. And I am also saying, knowing the fact that South Sudanese are still in Sudan, and we still even as we speak, as we condemned, then the 500 or more than 500 that were killed in Komboteya, in Jazeera, we still have more than 200,000 South Sudanese scattered all along in the Sudan. So when you do something, you must make calculation as to what benefit you could get. We still have many people, stranded in Sudan, and particularly the Darfur area and the Kordofan area have number of our people there. So we had wanted our people to be very cautious about going out on rampage to retaliate the killing of our citizens in Al Jazeera. So these are the bottom line that each individual that is trying to condemn the killing in Al Jazeera must also make sure that he or she condemns the rampage, that our people have actually gone into, taking the law into their own hands and burn down, shops, particularly it is west in Awil, in northern Barakazal state, where majority of Sudanese are actually residing. Given our proximity, given northern Barakazal state proximity to the southern Kordofan and southern Darfur, we have close to hundreds of thousands refugees in the Sudan, and taking law into to our own hand would take us outside of what the international law prescribed to. So it is not good. They have now caused another trouble, which is going to unfold. Another trouble is that the chaos of yesterday and today in some part of South Sudan will result into economic shutdown, because all the shops that used to provide food and services has been burned down or looted completely. So as we continue to call for calm, shops will be empty in some places. That means the economic problems that have been facing our citizens has been aggravated, because if you have some small money, you will not be having any place to buy anything from it. So this is another problem. The other problem that it has been caused by the chaos is the fact that the government of South Sudan has declared curfew to be observed from 6 o'clock in the evening to 6 o'clock in the morning. So we have also given away our freedom as a result of the chaos. Our freedom to roam freely, even if our stomachs are empty, we can roam freely at night and come back to our places. Now we will be curtailed in a place. We will be, our freedom has been curtailed. So we are going to come back. When you go to someone and you are, and you are, conversing, and the time comes, you must come back home. If you didn't get food until 6 o'clock, it will be too late. You have to come back home empty stomach. So this is another thing that we have actually done as a result of the chaos of yesterday. So I hope our people will draw lesson from this, so that next time we learn on how civilized communities, tend to respond to a situation such as this. I think I'm back to you. If there is any other questions to ask me, I will then be coming back. But this is the introduction I wanted to convey. Do you hear me?
Molana, we do hear you. I was on mute, but
Okay,
I just
thank you.
unmuted myself. Yes.
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
we heard you correctly. And you have talked about the curfew. Is the curfew issued because of current situations going on, or the curfew was there already?
No, the curfew has been only issued today. It has not. There is no curfew in Juba before today afternoon. All
Okay.
this time, even yesterday, you could come even after midnight. You could even walk up to the morning. But now people have to be, behind closed doors from 6 to 6 in the morning, unless there is absolutely necessary, to go out for medication or another pressing issue. But otherwise, it's not allowed.
What are other steps the government taken regarding this issue in northern Bahr el Ghazal, whereby the youth went out angrily and destroyed their shops? Have they deployed any manpower?
Well, the only major, statement from government was the one that the president has given this afternoon.
Okay.
The president has given a statement asking for people to remain calm and asking for the law enforcement agencies to ensure they take precautions measure to prevent further escalation of violence. And there the president is asking he's also condemning the killing of South Sudanese people in Al Jazeera. That's the major one. Any other statement would be actually prepressed, and I don't think I will have to talk about it.
Thank you, Molana. We know that you don't speak on behalf of South Sudan government, but there is a saying in Monjang said that Nyin Kuyit Ache Kaman. So I know you are a good citizen, and that's why sometimes you come to Lake State Media so we can speak to you. Since Nyin Kuyit Ache Kaman, have the president also talked about the protection of Sudanese citizens in South Sudan?
Of course, that's the responsibility of all countries and all the governments. The government must always protect the citizen and protect the foreigners who are accredited to the country or have any reason to be in that country. So any country it is a duty of any country and any government to protect all that are residing there. So the president has called for the protection of Sudanese communities in South Sudan, wherever
Thank
they
you,
may be.
Molana. I know we South Sudanese, we are very soft sometimes. Even if something happened to us, we still speak very good about those people who have did wrong to us. And that's what actually have angered a lot of youth. Now, there are other bodies who are in South Sudan, like Sudan Embassy. have any of the person in the embassy being like ambassador being someone and be questioned why South Sudanese are being killed and what's the cause of this killing?
Well, by the way, the proper procedures were done yesterday by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs by summoning the Sudanese ambassador to South Sudan. However, the statement of the Foreign Affairs of the Sudan is so disparaging. First of all, it did not even acknowledge the fact that South Sudanese were actually killed or massacred in the area. He talks about the killing of villagers in the Combo, they have said in the Combo tier area of Jazeera, okay, incident of assault on citizen on the Combo area. That is calling citizen, and then the death of number of villagers will be subject to thorough investigation. Who are they? Who are they referring to as villagers? How could South Sudanese who have actually crossed to another country be villagers, be referred to as villagers? So the statement from Foreign Affairs Ministry was not encouraging because it is so disparaging. That is why the youth actually were angered. But nonetheless, calm must be restored, and voice of reason must prevail. There's no way a killing could be met with another killing. The international community requires all countries to take responsibility to protect those residing in their lands. So we cannot go out and kill anybody.
Thank you, Molana. Yes, even myself and other staff of Lake State Media, we advise our youth not to carry out any killing because there are a lot into it, and you already talked about it, that our people should understand that we have a lot of people in Northern Sudan, and you should do the math. Also, there are women here in Juba from the Sudan. They are very innocent. Though when I apply the word innocent, it means that human being is something very different. Somebody there is planning to kill someone, and you're gonna break into someone here in Juba and you just kill a child and the mother. You will still don't look. It doesn't look good also on you, and that's why we tell you to stay away from that. There are so many ways we can condemn this in possible terms, especially. We argue the United Nations actually to deploy the United Nations military around those areas to protect Southern Sudanese. Those are some ways also it should be handled. And also, a lot of people living with us, South Sudanese also, some of them are Darfurians, somebody even who is not from that area, and he might be, targeted. And that's why we tell our youth to come. I know some people looked at it as being coward, but sometimes there's so many ways you can approach the matter. That's how I look into it. Molana, thank you so much. I will give my colleague Abraham Adid a chance to ask you some few questions, and then also we have our guest also in the lobby, Mr. Angog Reg. He's our guest also. We will give him a chance to review it, and then go back to you, and we will close the show after that. Abraham Adid will give you a chance to question Molana. I know you're not a government spokesperson, but these are this is our country. Even if you are not on a mission, it is our obligation to come and tell the world how we feel about this. Junubin, we are very angry actually about what happened to our people in Sudan, but we are appealing to international communities and other bodies to condemn this in a possible term and bring Abdel Fattah into justice. I know now what I want to tell my people, South Sudanese, we have to learn. You learn, do not forget the history. For example, a lot of South Sudanese now in Juba are not working. But if you go to other facilities, like in oil big company, which is Nilepad, you will find all employed are people from the north. And they are being given a high platform during some national holidays. You know, for example, I remember 2 years ago, Nilepad give 4 days holidays to Sudan people to celebrate what they call Eid something, you know. I'm not from Khartoum. There are some Eid there they celebrate.
Eid al-Fitr al-Mubarak. That's the Eid al-Fitr.
Yeah, okay. Is it called Eid al-Fitr?
That's equivalent to their Christmas.
Yes, that Eid. I remember Sudan people were given 4 days to celebrate. Can you imagine 4 days in an oil big company called Nilepad? I was very concerned and I wrote about it. And by then I was blocked by the leader of Nilepad by then. I will withhold his name, but I was blocked, you know, because I was very concerned. My question were, when we were with Sudan, have you ever had one day Junubin were given 4 days in Christmas to celebrate? Have you ever heard that Junubin women were given freedom to brew their wine? Have you ever heard that Junubin were allowed to drink and work freely? Have you ever heard that Junubin, you know, all this Sharia law? I'm going around Sharia law, you know. You never heard it. Sudanese were they were mistreated. We were killed. We were beaten. You know, our leaders were killed. All this happening with us. Lekin, today, Sudan people are with us, but we treat them like very nice. Our people already forgot. These people already mistreat us. Now, I'm adding this to my talk because this one will finish later. Junubin need to learn, take care of their own citizen. First, take care of Junubin first. Anywhere, Junubin first. Lo umonder chokol. Junubin application have to be reviewed first, okay, and employed. If it is vacation, Junubin have to be given their holiday to enjoy, okay? But why are we giving so many holidays for others to enjoy and our citizens are just not enjoying? Anina kan chakalta beshuna asa. What were we fighting for? So Molana and Angok and Madid, these are the things that angered people a lot, you know. So Junubi need to wake up. Yeah, need to wake up. Okay, we don't need to treat each other like this in our own country. Okay, for example, right now you will be going to big companies and the contracts will be given to Ajanavi. First, Junub Sudan, give the contract to Sudanese. Follow it up. If you don't know what to do, teach him. For example, now I might be going to Juba and apply for interior. And if Sudan person be there, he will be like, oh, this is the person who know how to do interior, give him the contract. And Junubi will be just stranded around, having no job, because we don't believe in ourselves. Junubi now, this is the time for them to wake up, employ ourselves, let's enjoy our country. But I am condemning and killing against anybody who is living with us. Also, let anybody come to Sudan with the right document. Just like the way I come to Kenya with the right document, to Uganda with the right document. Okay? Leave South Sudan with the respect. Okay? So Southern Sudan government need to straighten their act. Correct document, employ people with the correct document. In case if you want to employ anybody, hold anybody accountable if he made a mistake. For example, The incident of a little girl that was thrown into the toilet. You remember? Now, that case right now is pending. We don't know what happened to it. Lamanajet the day Khalifi country bitana. People are mistreating us within our country. How would you feel? Eh? We are being slaughtered today like goats and chicken. I'm not advocating for killing within Junub Sudan to kill Sudan people. But Junubin, we need to wake up. Thank you, Molana. I will stop there because I'm very angry. That's why I speak like that. But still, I maintain my posture. I don't want Sudan people in Southern Sudan to be killed. You know, we need to follow the international law, and that's how we should go about. So, Abraham Adid, you are highly welcome.
Thank you, Bon Makur, and also welcome Honorable Atanyuak, and also my brother Anguk. Welcome. It's been a long time. Waiting to put in my very quick to put in my outrage about what happened, killing the innocent of South Sudanese in Sudan is really heartbreaking. We have to condemn it in strong terms as we can, and also we are calling the national community to take action to hold those perpetrators accountable, and also we calling out our government, South Sudan government, President Salva Kiir to not enough. I see his nation address. That is not enough, and also we need our government, South Sudan government, to do more to protect our civilians that are stuck in northern part of Sudan. So this is a heartbreaking. We should all condemn it, regardless whether you are a normal citizen, you are a government official. We have to come out and condemn it. This is a slap in the face of our nation. So it's really this is a time that we come together, South Sudanese, to unite together, talk with one voice to condemn this. And we don't want to see other innocent South Sudanese that are staying the Sudan part to be killed again. So I would like Honorable Atanyuak, my question to you regarding about seeing the incident happen a couple of days ago. We have seen the citizens are so upset. They went out across the country protesting, especially last night. We have seen a lot of events. I know when something like that happens, the citizens will go out for protests. And also, and then we see that there are some of the citizens that go ahead and looting some of the shops. That's a different way of protest. The government also too. Yes, you can put the police and other law enforcement to protect the life and property, but at the same time, you have to protect the freedom of speech. You have to. This message is going to the government, South Sudan government. You have to give the right of the citizen to express themselves, because there was a protest supposed to be held today and yesterday, because they were denied. As a free nation, South Sudan government should give the citizen a right to protest and go outside to demand why their own people be killed like a chicken in cold blood. But in case our government I think that our government didn't stand with us. Okay, why I say this? Because the government refused to give the citizen a free protest. That means that you are not standing with the citizen. You are not seeing what happened, what the North Sudanese government did to our people. So, as a government, you should protect your citizen, any country they are in. So those million or thousand people are stuck in Sudan area territory. Seeing that the war broke out in Sudan, government of South Sudan should take a major action to evacuate all the all the citizens of South Sudan to come back to South Sudan territory. These people should not be killed today. So when I read these people's name, 200 and something people have been killed like nothing. So this is a sad moment. My question to you, Honorable Atanywa, what can as a citizen, I know you are no longer in the government, but you are well spoken outside there as a concerned citizen. Whenever you see something wrong, you come out publicly in social media to condemn anything. When we admire you, that's how it's supposed to be. So that's how it's supposed to be. We should come out and see what there's something wrong. We have to say this is wrong. So my question to you: what can the government of South Sudan do to bring the rest of South Sudanese that are still stuck in the part of Sudan territory? Because right now there are those people who are there now, they still feel of their life. We don't know what's happening right now, seeing that these issues happen, and I'm seeing a lot of video that still threatening, and I'm seeing in Clubhouse, I'm listening to the Arab people that threatening people. They don't have tendency that to apologize to send their condolences. No, they are still threatening South Sudanese people who are still living in the Sudan. So what can our government do to save the life of those people who are still stuck there? So thank
you. First, thank you, Bram Madit Majak. Let me just give you what I think lies within my capacity. I will not be authoritative in giving this projection because I'm not government official anymore, and I'm no longer speaking for the president. Given that I'm not speaking for the president, as I actually mentioned earlier, let me say this. First of all, when war erupted in Sudan, close to 2 years ago, all the countries evacuated their citizens. But South Sudan did not evacuate its citizens, simply because South Sudanese are largest community in Sudan, more than any other country on earth. Even if the citizens of South Sudan in Sudan were to be Americans, that evacuated citizen, it could have been a mammoth task even for United States to evacuate such huge number, close to 1 million citizens. So what happened? South Sudan thought majority of those who are willing to come would be leaving the country of Sudan and come back to South Sudan. There is an institution that was set up by volunteers South Sudanese. Is called Citizen Initiative for Emergency Evacuation of South Sudanese in Khartoum. It is led by one Akoy Manim. Akoy Manim is a South Sudanese diaspora that came back from Australia. He's a colonel in the police. But this guy, owing to the energy that the gentleman and initiative, so he set up the initiative to evacuate South Sudanese from Khartoum. He managed to evacuate with very little resources. He managed to evacuate around 15,000 South Sudanese from Sudan, those who were actually willing. Some were not willing completely. They don't want to come back to South Sudan. Yes, there was a short there is a shortcoming on the government side by not providing much for the evacuation of those who are willing to come back to South Sudan. But if citizen initiative for emergency from Sudan were to be given money, they could have evacuated good number of South Sudanese, particularly from the most dangerous areas like the Al Jazeera and a number of other places within northern Sudan, particularly those in the areas like Al Jazeera and then the area of Khartoum, the area of Shendi, up to the far north of Sudan, because these places are the places when the RSF control them. The RSF are seen as from the peripheries of the Sudan. They see that the black people are taking over the country. Whenever the northern Sudanese are coming back to that city, they will be retaliating against the black Africans. And South Sudanese are likely to be caught even in between. Because if you see them, their look and the look of those who are from Western Sudan are the same. So sometimes they are killed even inadvertently, or sometimes they are killed knowingly that they are South Sudanese. But if they are found in a place that was controlled by the rapid support forces, they think they are actually fighting alongside the RSF. And the killing in Jazeera has gone on rampage because people were actually killed in their houses. So South Sudan is struggling economically, and it has the largest community in Sudan. That could have been the reason why the government did not evacuate its citizens from Sudan fully. There is also an issue of will. There are people who are not willing, even now as we speak with you. There are people, particularly in the area of Western Darfur and Southern Darfur and Southern Kordofan. We have a lot of South Sudanese, particularly from Awil and some part of Bahr al Ghazal. They have refused to come back completely. They are there. So even if you want to evacuate them, there is an issue of will, because they have to come voluntarily. You don't evacuate people by force. Even the United States of America gives option to its citizens. And if there is no reason for them to be in a certain location, then they have to leave it. It is only when there is a fierce fighting like the one that was happening in Khartoum, that's when it become obligatory that all the American citizens must leave the fighting place. And the America will do the best to ensure it evacuated its citizens from there. But South Sudan doesn't have the capacity to evacuate more than 1 million or close to 1 million South Sudanese in Khartoum. That I think that is the case why the citizens were not evacuated from Sudan.
Okay, thank you. Let's give a chance to Ngok.
For Lagos State to invite me. First of all, I have to appreciate my brother and Honorable Atanyuek to be on the show today. I don't see the pictures here. I don't see myself. But anyway, if you hear me, then that is good. To
No, I'm
begin
hearing you.
all right. To begin with, I appreciate the Lagos states, the members, the moderators, and we've all been there in the Lagos state all along. I just want to give thanks to Honorable Latanyuanga Tang, in which his contribution to our nation in most cases. That humbleness is the building of the state, of the nation in general. That the thing in life in which some people have to appreciate one another. So thank you, Honorable Atanyawek. My name is W. Angok, no, right? To the viewers who are that on the stage today. My concern or our concern today in falling onto that, going back, there are some people in East Africa or in the world back in the day. They used to say, why South Sudan to break away from the north? And onto that context, people have to see the example onto that kind of treatment. There's nobody who will have a discontent without a mistreatment in any kind of the system or socially or whatever. This brutality, this is what has been portraying now in Sudan. For the innocent people have to be brutalized in that kind of way. So what is sovereignty? What is the country? The meaning of it? What is the citizen? In which that if you are government, why should you not protecting your own citizen? What is called POW back in the day when people are in war? So war has to have a principle into that. So onto this, it shows that the point into us, our discontent with the system is not just only the system. It is just the training of how people has been trained, how you bring your citizen up into the point of being a citizen, to respect one another. So if there is a war, you have to respect there is the boundaries of war, and the war has to have what is called the security, and then onto that. So what I want to emphasize onto this is that this thing has to be anybody in the world, anyone in the world have to condemn this, because citizens are the one who have a productive to the government. Because when you have no citizen, then what is the production to the government? What is the government? So the government is productive because of citizens, because of those people who are farmers, those who are in the capital, in a cultural camp and all these things. That is what makes the government to be a government. But if the government is not protecting this, it's not good. Second to that, in a war zone, even if you are fighting with someone, there have to be a rule of war in that way. That there is a vulnerability. Vulnerable people, such as kids, women, and elderly people, you don't brutalize them, you don't kill them. If you are well trained as a military, or that you have something to do with politics. So into this, it applies to them to our brothers on the north and to ourselves as well. What are we fighting for? And how the world itself can look at this image. Someone who's farming, the farmer, you kill the farmer. And later on you say that I have no food. Then what have you done? Now is this the issue that you can ask God or you ask yourself? You have to ask yourself because you're killing the person who provides the food to you. It's not God who have a problem. It's yourself who killed the person who farmed there, who do the thing, who did the food to you. And this is what is called the savage nation. Back in the day when the Europeans, they used to say, let's bring the religion to the dark continent. Why do they call us at the dark continent? It is because that we don't reason in a capacity in which how to facilitate our life, in which you cannot kill someone who is not or she in that category in the war, the one who making food for you in the farm to go and kill them. And you say that you need a liberation, you want to liberate the country or whatever. Now, this subjective or profiling about the North and South, religion itself in perspective in Sudan is a character into this. And Molana Tanyuek has put it correctly into that term. How can we fix this, the religion issue? Because it is only us as the black people, we kill ourselves mostly. When we were in the bush, most of the people that we fought with them, they're not Arab. I don't see an Arab that were there. It is an indoctrination. Some people who have Islamic ideology, they call themselves like Arab, and they are more associated with them than even to us, to their own race. So onto that perspective too, how do we have to navigate this narrative in which to bring it back to our people to go back to their own sense? If we want to be a country or to be a race, then there is no problem under that. So therefore, there is this dimension into this, either to lean onto the race or to lean into as a nation. Nation also is including anyone. Ethnicity in other part. Is that what we want to do or what? But during our war, we were the one who killing ourselves. The same thing that now what had happened there today or yesterday, it is the same thing. The one that was killing the South Sudanese, if you go back and see that these are not Arab. These are people who are being indoctrinated in the term of Islam, that the Arab from the north, and thinking that it is Junubin or black people who are supporting the government of Khartoum. But by themselves, they don't even know who are they, in which that you have to ask yourself, your own race, to go and then kill the innocent people. I want to bring a little bit of narrative of our late governor, John Kong in Jonglei. I'm from Jonglei State. When those forces they're coming from Riek Machar back in the day, they destroy the offices of the government. And the governor say, why do you destroy the properties that belong to you? If you capture the government from President Kiir, then they belong to you. Why you destroy your own thing? They belong to you. So you have to fight with a gentle war. The good war, you have to be peaceful in some cases. You don't have to be brutal in some cases. You have to fight with wisdom, with a guideline. So into that cause, people have to be trained in which that who are we in terms of race or in terms of national. So in African perspective, or South Sudan or the North Sudan, this is why the white people, they call us savage people, because we don't know the limit of fighting, how we fight, and now the war has to go on to that. So into this, I'm a student of human rights, and I've been there writing for Amnesty International. Those people who have been convicted and fairly sometimes. And what had happened here, it brings attention to a lot of people. The word called genocide, the term of it, is not just only to kill the million of people, but if you kill the family, like a wife and husband and the kid, 5 people in that family, now you raise them on earth. That is what is called genocide. And the meaning of genocide, that race, that people, they're not going to be there. So plus the mass killing of one people who farm. It is the sex, the only sex there. Maybe 5 people, or those people that are there, maybe they are from the same family. So what have you done now? That is the genocide. That is the meaning of genocide in concept. So genocide has nothing to do with the mass numbers. It's about the 5 people that you raid those people and you kill them. Then that people, they're not going to be there on earth. You erase the regime on earth. That is the meaning of genocide. So what these people they have done, including the government of the world, to look at it, they can see it the way that, oh, they are just farmers and all these things. Being just a farmers, it is the life, and it's not just only their life.
Comrade Amok,
Yeah.
hold on a second. We saw a hand raised by Mr. McQuay. McQuay, yes, mute yourself.
And the money take and and it's a teeth which a them logalo. The money you take a chan kaja. I tell you what I tell you can today na chia mokoto tu We have to respect a chan before bela miadea called of bela duk. Lakin na jal ko loy arras ku junub arras ku yan too much. Thank you. I'm sorry. Lotren. Guchi tabina yek daman de katin and we belage. That's why I'm known for that character, Mr. Attenuak. Ane kigere ya chol kigere kumalwale ya chol kumalwale and jala musulia du chala manuel chala nya. That is why I am. Lotren kete bol mako.
Thank you, Bila. Actually, I was about to raise that concern to
to emphasize something here, Bull. I want to emphasize something here. What is the meaning of genocide itself? Genocide is not a mass. The mass number has been killed. It's just only if you kill the wife and the husband and the kids, that those people you marginalize that in the world are not there. You raise them. So that the meaning of genocide. So the meaning of genocide is not about killing a million of people. So now to conclude, to come to my point, it's about the world, how to see why we separated from the North and the South Sudanese. And that condemnation, mostly, a lot of people they ask us, oh, what happened? Are you being indoctrinated? Are you being manipulated by either the Western world? But now when you see this kind of portraying or action, what can you say? This is what happened. This brutality itself cannot even make people to live together. And this is what discontent in life most of the time. So all in all, the world have to look into whatever, into the cases, the minor cases, or the big cases, issues, in how the thing become like that. Killing of innocent people is not acceptable in the world. So I have to say thank you all, the viewers, and to Malana Tanyawek, thank you for your input, and to the Lagos State in general, and to our viewers as well. Our viewers, you are the people that when people talk, it's not about those who are talking. You are the judge that to see what is the world, how it's going, and then you have to stand up sometime to say no and to say yes to what is going on. Petition can be done, whatever that you can protest. That's what it is to be. So I'm a human rights student, and I teach for Pan-Africanism as a TA back in the days. So thank you all. I have to give the floor to others.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, my brother. Look, we are very happy for the review you have made. It's very crucial to us. Welcome, Mr. McQuay. I know your words are few and go direct to the point, so we can, because we cannot bring in Molana right away, because he will summarize it and close the show. I will give you some minutes, like you said, because I know me and you been in the live sometime. We wrap it up and we went to the point. Angok really went back, stepped back, so he can go forward. And he bring us the past so we can reflect on some issues. I will stop there. You are welcome.
Ayana pot bol makur viewers ko kujala ko on screen. and a pure monjang and a typical monjang. And I feel good to jamana tong dia kaya ni kidian well a chilo beja pot ko benya ping a pot. Nanor and beja la wari kabejala la musulede. And kabian bol makur and a bichi the kate e jam dan wetin. In a chijam wetin kanong kichalwel ken bodani chok. Kina kero bian and chalaten waga ten. Acha kor ti chime acha kor kera na kuma ko cha kor ke aten waga aten akar ke elder dan ko chol barkazal na and chi contact de chalum Nairobi ko churom ko ga ke ja get in touch ke yen ayu rin chatting katen na chuk to baden ke chola na messenger de ga la jam ko di barkazal wa chi jam ka ga kuma ayu batonin ke bala tinten kana jam dara jane chiran do be jay kwani chingu beloy tilla wogo gol ka 1950 some a good year man ko je to te na che yi baka lecture e ka 50s ka 80s o ga jam ka chiro lo wetin na ya ka chiro lo weren jam oktin e ngu beloy kimi wetin ti o jam tin o ga jam kulel wek kana che kana kuma kana kida ko yira noran dun tino ka chan panu mon jang tu chinra no
Uh,
yira no
Samuel, Mokwe, can you able to speak English?
no ani che
There
jam
are
dingli
some I
ana ku
don't
dingli aba gal lo ware dingli do no ka kale do ka lib do ka ja ku ja yen ran noran den tinok yen ro jor ku jol kadul ku gurande akuma bija loga ben ku joli dom ku pigi ci ku wetin tu kan lel yongu lu ke cirkan ku ke ko long tu ababe wo cir ku wo okay ache kriye je ne lo ku chada kuma ye ti chogo pot ye mi do kuma go be non ko bi o jam ka kuma ko ci pot mit lon lu wo lakin ke tiyo achi no le ye ta chana ja kuma jinu kida choli pantu aka ke gru jot ku jol ku ben bi jinu bi jal twen ku jol ko to jinu jol ko ben no ku jalo kuma da jole chin kwan ku jorir ke chi tong twen piten o ga jal jam kuma da yin ki chalo ka wa e wen o ma ba panda lakin ka ga ko chilo kuna ye ko chilo wale ko re ten ku ka yu bi jal chimin wer chin ye lel ba ya tem ko a chi do ben chimin wer chi pan Sudan chen ber ya a chi do ben kuna no drup ken pin ke chi bote tu ani chi jam ton chi ke to opat lakin eti ya kuma en ben tin tan bitong betwen en kayok di jogan jala en president wen kitu twen antong kaliu kitu tin ake ko tioga jame ko human right wala ko humanity or whatever way ake jala tong international community kulel ko antiga no ku jal turat ken dal ka ya nyot akuma da bi jala tin ka siyasa ke kulel we kada yin ambassador da kada bara yin ambassador ko kada lego da kun ku chiro loiten ti akuma tong de sartin kanken nanon ka ko ke to ka ki lagat ka ke bu ka jalum ku temgo ko until bi ko ruba chopin ku dugu tide lakin achi jalben ku nola kuma yedben achi ye na tide wen lor lo mana na yini chi avben jatpe jagen de nom ti da no gutukul ba lo gen no be lo te jagen no ki jalala jatpe jagen no okay lakin mutyo yaman an ki na jamara ba de kudade tiana building akuma da akai ke lwel yin ki chalo ka wa lakin London jaw jam la kulwel ko aka wo toke burkir buracha jorman kulo oda kulel tonga twen kawo be lo jam yi yo togra kanga ku bulwel la kulel na ka to penter yi yo chen nom den de kulwel kan ke kir me yar era ka chito nyal and I don't know the better way than explain it kayin ran jala ten wa ga ten kibi anten e number duen ye jogo bol ma kuro ga tab jam ko bol ma kuro jamla o alo madarat bule ko pinom tikina ko yes na ne ran ton ko tina ne la jam ko antiga no atiga ko no go mu yilo lin pinom ku ga che kir no ti den ben tong de twentin ka kuma de kuran tung no ran den tinok criminal ku lo pa na kana be record jalam de ten ku temrul ku le nguchana ke kalwel I eran lan ci yoga cha pa den lel ka temrul len charan be temrul ku jal bi nom lo tin bi jalu kiti de nan jam tin kan ko ga chakale.
Thank you, Bila. I have heard your
Male no tong
voice.
chamor nom te. No tong chamor nom te. Male just give me 30 seconds. Ken achira kan lo kolan. O ga chiga kan ala lo kolan. Ga lo ga jur ga lo kuma kala bu ho jur bu kala bu jur bu kala no wel bu kete ku ho ga chiga lo ka lo ka palera ko ge. Ena njam ba panda ni leg state panda ni yarul. Wel panda na pak. Achiran chiro kan jor ku jor rab kete jog jo ko loin domorandet wala tok bu ka loin domorandet ku birane bu pojal miet ti jogen be amen kir me yar ti min tig ku loin rab ke bu ka kete hoka bu ka loin rab ke yidan ka chin dan ku chaw be mu gatwel ano kon tong twen kekene achan jam ku lal be ko hok tin ko e ma yok ku bu hok bi gala chati ke la chatin ku rer ko ko non ma bondo ken wala ka ke ne ka pur ku bigare ti jo ke ben ku lel ke jal ke nimli jal ke juba jal ke tio kitiya ku ma en ja nange jam tin ka lakin na jora la diel pan monja kimen ba panda ne no bili pandi ne no pandantin ku jala ten wek jala ben ku lel ana win kidit ana bo ke wala ana win monja no do ku pin nom ke ku do ko ko man ke ku be jala lel ci netide keketioge achiro be lo cha won kaye nen bi antin baban martin in bol makur chokine yi choge ya tori yi ku chuko bu man na patirmen dan arkina no no hay den ken jura ti men ku jala gwani jana mo jan ku mana ku andatu kichi chalwel aliu ina lwel juro kana yi don ana ke jambra kete bu ka lo nyara bit lakini rin tio chon mo jan ayen ko ma dwe achana no mo jan ko tat. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Bila. Our focus today is condemning the situation that going on in Sudan. We leave our interior matters. So focus on matters that going on today. But I appreciate your message. But let's focus on the external issues. Molana, before we let Ngor come in, I would like you to come in because Angog spoke and Makwe spoke. So come in a little bit in between those statements, and then we let Ngor speak. Unmute yourself.
Thank you so much for giving me opportunity again. You know, you call them Wolre, W-Reg, and Bila, Liang, they have already spoken, but I couldn't take anything out of it because they have talked in a broader way, which most of it has actually deviated out of what we are actually discussing this evening. It is already evening for me. It's 9 o'clock in the evening. And I want to agree with someone who was actually saying that it is getting late for us here, while it is still the afternoon for those residing in the United States. And it is morning for those who are in Australia and New Zealand. What I wanted to say is, when there is a question, and this is what I want to give you, Walmakur, as advice, the media is not a place for lecture. When you are, when you are administering media, make sure you frame your questions, correctly, so that at least a question is asked and the response will have to come within 3 minutes maximum, so that we don't because we cannot open for one person to be speaking for more than 10 minutes or 20 minutes. We will actually be wasting time. We are now 1 hour and 19 minutes, and I've been speaking for the office of the president for 9 years, so I know how the media frame the questions. You ask the questions in which you know the answer, so that if somebody comes and is going out, you come in with the follow-up questions, so that you return someone that is speaking to the point. That's what I want to say. But I'm waiting for the question. If I'm asked questions, then I will come in to answer.
Thank you, Molana. Now, what you have said, it's a lesson to all of us, including W. Reg, the student of, not the student, the professor of science or political science. And we love your view, Mr. Nguk, but people are concerned with the time. Thank you. Madid, come in with some question, and then because I'm done with those questions before, what was the last question from the citizen was about transportation, but Molana already exhausted that question before, that South Sudan government fell short of transporting 2 million people. Akonymanium try his best to transport 15,000. That question was being exhausted. About the security, we talked about it. The step the government take, we talked about it. We talked about the response of people in the embassy, like ambassadors. But we heard yesterday that one ambassador was speaking just randomly with other random people, and he was just talking very arrogant. I don't have a correct source. That's why I don't bring it up. And I heard that somebody just swing by and slap him really bad and knock him down. I don't have a correct source, but that's what I heard. We should, as diplomatics who are speaking here, we should be caution. Don't put yourself into that situation. Let's not act like that. But yet there's a way we can hold him, and he can be removed from that office. But you are welcome, because I'm also consuming time. Thank you.
No, thank you, Bol. You can give a chance to Ngor, so you can, if you have a question for Honorable Mulana, thanks, so you can go ahead with this question. Ngor for them.
Ngora chira lo mute acheko pen.
I will unmute him. Let me see.
Thank you for inviting me to the media, the people of Lagos State, and thank you for holding this wonderful topic today about the incident happened on our people in Sudan. There's nothing more I can say, but I will say some few words. Honorable Attorney Webb, thank you for coming. Little background. My name is Ngor Agum. I'm from Pariang, and the man Panaru, Kuyanta Pan, Charlotte, Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States. So what happened 2 days ago in Sudan is heartbreaking. And when something happened, community always come together and decide what they have to say to the public and decide what will be the solution. That the two things, community or country always come and talk about it. I'm a social media guide. I always on social media. I have my own platform. I've been following South Sudan news. I saw only one letter sent out in the office of the president. And then again today, I see another letter. But when I read them, they are not enough. And I question myself, where is the president of the republics? Where is the Minister of Foreign Affairs of South Sudan? Where is the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Sudan? Where is the IGAD? Because South Sudan is a member of East Africa, the Commonwealth, and if there's something happen like this, the department that I'm mentioning, their position, these are the people that they should be heard first, either inside South Sudan or outside South Sudan, because we have an office of South Sudan in Khartoum, and we have an office of South Sudan here in the United States. So this problem, it needs the leadership. It's not to tell the poor innocent citizen to go on the street or go door to door and do revenge. Again, the Sudanese who are in the country. That is not allowed in the legal case of the international community, because South Sudan is a member of the United Nations. So you cannot allow your citizen to do revenge in such a way. So I am not supporting if there's some individual who put that law into their hand. It is the government job to tell them this is not the way we're gonna respond. Second, the only president in East Africa I heard condemning it is William Ruto. But the rest of the country in East Africa, whereby the president Kiir is the chairman of East Africa, he did not say anything. So it's not that difficult for our civilians to evacuate out in Sudan, because all these East Africa countries, they have a power. They can help lifting those individuals who want to come to South Sudan. If those individuals who don't want to come, government always give an order, like what the Atanya said. Government always give an order, I need my citizen to come out. And if you're not coming out at the time the airlifting is going, then you should not blame the country of origin. And because the government say it openly. So I hope that the way that these citizens who are still alive should be taken out in Sudan, because our brothers in the north, we know their mindset. If they want to do something, they do it. And you know, I live with the people from Sudan in my home yard. I mean, in my back home yard in Ruweng State. You know, Atanyawag, you know, we host over 200,000 Nubians in Ajuongto. We have them, and you know, we have them also in Awil. A lot of North Sudanese, they are in our community. Also, they are in Rang. So we cannot tell our people to do revenge. Let our people follow the international law procedures, because we are a country, and we cannot do it the same way they did it. If people did it, okay, it needs to be stopped. And it happened before when John Garang was killed. 30 people were killed in Khartoum. And then a lot of incidents happened in Juba. So we don't want things to be responded in such a way, because whenever you do something with violent international law, you lose your chance. So let us continue. Let our government allow the citizens of South Sudan to protest, to send their message to the international community why our innocent citizens are being killed in Sudan, while we are neighboring countries. Like here in Sudan, South Sudan, we have thousands of Northerners who are in the country. So that's what I can give you, my brothers who are watching, and my brothers and sisters who are going to listen. The government of South Sudan need to speak up on this, because this is not a level of citizen. If you said, okay, let us do in a revenge way, where is the power in South Sudan? We did it in 2012, it doesn't work. We left it in the hand of Sudan. Now we have a 14 months, the soldiers in South Sudan never get the money. So if they say it is a country and country fighting over the revenge, where South Sudan gets power? So I don't support that kind of rhetoric. They need to stop that. So we have justice. Sudan has to be responsible, because I watch 3 videos that nothing is photoshopped, or somebody in the government of South Sudan will say, oh, these are the citizens from Nigeria or citizens from somewhere. No, these are our citizens. I saw three sources of video. The video one of the little boy, I watched it, and they shooting one of the guys in and put them in a car, and then they killing other people and burning them and say, Brown, we killing South Sudanese citizens. So all these are evident. We're quite pingeting. I shake the bill like Facebook, I got low in. Well, a bill la can I kill it? Can I kill Lagin, Sudan? We need to stand together. I saw the name of people who are being killed. Someone might say, "Oh, I should entertain." No, it this time. Kabdera and entertain in the next round. You are not in the government, but you still have a connection with people in the government. They need to speak up for the board of the people they are representing, because there's no country with no citizen. And you close to the president too. You can pick up your phone and talk to the president. This is what's going on. Sometimes president cannot hear it. People tell him different things. We have the former advisor to the president, Chukwankera, and the Middle East, Tutkau. He has right to also to reach out to Sudan, say why the soldiers are doing this. In the said, Akuma, she failed. Akuma, she failed, but this is not the place to discuss the failure of the government. It is the time for us to say, government, you need to do it like this. You need to do like this. And send condolences to the family. Condolences never stop. If somebody kill himself or somebody kill, leaders always still send the condolences to the family who lost their loved one. But I haven't heard that in South Sudan side. So we are like a child who has no parent, and I see Abraham Awoloj is condemning it, and I see individual on Facebook condemning it. Other people on TikTok, they're condemning it, but it's not enough. We have a right of a citizen to oppress ourselves, but the government needs to be before us. The government needs to step up right now before it escalates to another round, because there's a lot of people who don't like us within Sudan. They can get the interest on this issue if it's not close it down quickly. There's a lot of people who don't like us, and you see, it was two days ago at Tanyawek, the oil from block 7 and block 3, the government agreed for the oil to go to the market.
Yes.
Now the same place where the oil go to the market, they're killing the innocent citizen where the oil come from. So country always play their role of interest. That oil, I cancel for right now. We cancel. Because that's the same country you are partner with, and that the same country is killing your own citizen. So can I then country when we got like quite people do reverse. Lagina akuma the junub ke will be a cock ran nagrande in a cock. In a said be nagrande be yen listen. Why are you doing this? So yan and you call it and we can. So
Lord, thank you. Thank you, Lord.
Because I shall be in what saw but okay, our
Lord,
own
thank you.
in a little bit missing lie strongly. Because the end of Bana who Kayo Kelena de Koike monitor. And now Koji Jam will Kulo inside, Kulakan Loik in Kocho. So Yin Wogwe Jam ko very smart.
Thank you, Lord.
You know, Bankir Mayadi, that would be your part. I can, another one, over Kiro worker. And to 3 all of it up. At the yellow color, Maria Ketria, and a colon quay. So Ran can I from his toast to his head. I shouldn't go, but we look up quite about him. So, and a judge Ahmed, when you ben judge, ben not judge what could be a commodore in the same time. So
thank you, Commando Ngor. Thank you. By the way, I'm very happy that you tell us a little part of your life. There is something you just said, because whenever somebody talk, you can talk, but there will be a very important passage of which we will make it a little topic here just for 2 seconds. So Southern Sudan government transport oil from how do we call it, Nordic glitch to Northern Sudan, which you just talked about. Why don't we divert this again and develop it the Djibouti way, Master Atanyuak, or from how do we call that place where we pump the oil? Kwanki Aicholdi.
That's Panto, and then
Paluch. Yes, Paluch. So why don't we? Yes. So why don't we create another channel from Paluch going to Mombasa, and stop this channel going to the north? Why don't we develop that? Why government of South Sudan don't think about it and start doing it?
That was let me answer that quickly. That was planned before. You know, the government of South Sudan after the war of 2012, the government of South Sudan agreed to make another 5 line from South Sudan to Luma in Kenya. But that one ended up in vain. We never heard about it. What happened to it? Is it contract and she canceled?
Molana,
we don't know.
Molana, you were in the government during the time you was there. Why that pipe discontinued?
Well, the last meeting I attended for the economic cluster, when the president summoned them, that is in 2022, in around April, was that the Ministry of Petroleum of South Sudan was going to work to ensure another pipeline which will go to Lamu in Kenya would be constructed. But as time goes, South Sudan is caught up in economic challenges that cannot allow it to construct the pipeline that would avoid us using the Sudan. Even now, we have challenges of the pipeline going through the areas that are controlled by the RSF, and the one that goes through areas that are controlled by Sudan government. So we have to negotiate these two at one point. So it has become so problematic that we have to negotiate the warring parties in Sudan in order for our oil to continue flow. It is a project that the South Sudan government wanted to embark on, but it is still not yet done. That's what I know about it.
Thank you.
But the earlier they do it, The earlier they construct an alternative pipeline, the better.
Yes, and that's what I am after. Because South Sudan now borrowed a lot of money, from China, and nothing happened because citizens don't get their pay. States are suffering. So the government should think about it, that if we borrowed money, let's right away develop the pipeline going to Lima, and then it will all deliver us out from all these implications and stop going to the north. Anyway, I believe we have spent time a lot on this topic. Yes, Bila, you want to say something?
Yes, and question Chatikan. A question for the Reddit. Kokor the Monday took. I
Kada
can
hold on. W ngo ko jana kulwil.
Achira low mute.
Lawyer unmute that W ngo ko jumulwil chan buping. My brother W ngo let me unmute him.
About the resources and all this, and the brutal killing, what had happened, is not acceptable anywhere in the world. Now to my brother McQuay, he's always talking about what had happened about the cow and all this. This is just about the resources. Look what had happened back in the day when 500 cows killed in Equatoria. These are resources of Junuf. These are not the resources of Bor. The same thing, the people who were cultivating and they got killed there. What they were doing the resources of the nation. Now, for your information, McQuay, when you go to Juba, what do people eat? Is it the meat of cow or the meat of monkey? If you go to the restaurant, what do you eat? You
Right.
eat the monkey, or what do you eat?
Thank you for the question.
So when you subjugated the thing, do you think that they were the resources of the government, the resources of the nation? But it is a failure of the government of doing that. So it is the same kind in which that we have to condemn the same thing. But don't trying almost about bored people and whatever. No. When you go to Juba restaurant, do you eat the monkey or do you eat cow meat? These are belong to the nation, the resources.
Hold on.
So this is the thing. We have to protect what produce, the production,
Hold on.
producer. This is what people have to concern about. What we're talking about now, we're condemning this thing. What had happened there to those farmers that was been killed, 29 people. They were cultivating, and what they were doing, they were producing the food to what? To the nation, to the people, including yourself. If you go there anywhere, you can get a food. Therefore, it is a responsibility of the government in which to protect the innocent people. The same thing, you have to protect your own what? Your own production. What to eat. You have to protect that. So if the government will not condemn what had happened, 500 cows has been killed, then therefore, what is the functionality of the government? What is the functionality of the government? You have to protect what you eat. Therefore, the same thing. You have to protect people who can farm, cultivate, such that you have to have food. So what is the difference here? It is the same narrative in which if we are not primitive, leading the government or whatever, then therefore we are saying the same thing. The person who cultivate and the livestock, it is the same thing. Bulma Kud is here in North America. He knows how the market is working here. So this thing, it is the same thing. So we have to condemn this. And I was not saying what had happened is that it is not good. We have to protect any kind of mechanism what will happen. What had happened is not good. And it should not happen. We cannot encourage this. So that is what I just want to interject onto this. But Makui, you have to stop onto that. Don't. If we talk about the nation stuff, don't bring about the board and whatever. I don't even know what is your sensitivity onto that. I was saying into Borotan term, in which how the government, the both government, in which how do we defect it to be a country? It is the discontent like this what had happened. When our people used to be killed, and the government from the north, they don't even give a concern about our life. That is why we have a country now. Otherwise, we should not have two countries today as we speak. But because of negligence and all this kind of thing, that's what happened in life. So it is the same thing. Equatoria now they're saying that they want to be exit, to be some whatever. It is a discontent how we treat ourselves. So this is the little bit that I have to add on to that.
Thank
Ay,
you.
ano pa, ini
Thank
challenge.
you.
Ben bol makur,
Yes.
ran timin ateng waga ateng ato. I will not respond to all of this. Uganong, yena no platform, kana no a platform. Brother Ngor, you did some very good input. And I been teach anong some messages circulating around kayiran tatuengo tutui ugani strategic to work thing. Yelwela kulwel prevention is better than cure. Kiyo ibalwel kawe ko to tuengo tutui. Aye tongo ba panda yelwel galo mun chidiao. Ache bacham. Tille wegru be choga bere kala halping. Ka jalo mo ko jam. Ku gudin ka kuch ene ko dia lakin ki cheping in bi jalo tiam kai chaka ngati en ki ye balagin ka we ko e panda tu ngata na ba jalo dari dolo na ka je dari jen to manjang de chano ki wo ga manjang ko to ka tege kino ngadi ba ja ba chol ku ko ba ba la wari ji tong binen pingo pat ba polten ke lo radin bol mako yes tine na ne ko buri jamrin ke achan ren ke ne chol monjang kuyane jalatin kuyane loyen ku jal ko jamrin te bugu ko jalbe na matpin kabar lol makoy kada barara chara na
Bila.
ye kido ki marot panongor ku babela chen ngor wali bari yelle lakin ay kwade tu jintin ko mit ku yimit then
Bila.
there's a problem en kana lol
Yes.
kuna no
Bila.
ko ko lentin can you ban cho don baben moje kiche yen I'm sorry I can't my intention but aka wina wo be chirmin nakin en call cha lo watin kwa chaping and let's be careful let's be wise enough achanu wo goga yan till 1983 a good chirman oga chipo ka wo monjang welo junubin as a whole okay kago be ki the ben oga tatin kuna jol ko le lo ga belo for a random rebellion can howly what consequence it again ka che ko ka ku ka intended ka bu ka lo ham ta ga non ko tunga ke and lu ka la martin kuma na to ka kan ka lu spill over till lu spill over ka wo ka disadvantage ran chi den ku maybe ran de no jam chirkidian kanen jam ka de let's be wise enough bukang tage japat kujal kwa kuma da yogi na kuma da kada cholam ambassador da bekeno beban lo explain ke ambassador kimen wonti ne lo kata junubatan choga ba er bi lo ngubi lo jama kuma kana che wu golela o ga jatong a chan kene chol tong bulwel ka jot anon ka jweje ka kor chimin wo to baite na nyi ngorkin ko nyi jinin bol makur okay o ga tar men baite lakin o ga chirun metin ya chan te med o go chintin kanyiku masawa yindi belatin kayene ne ja rongten kulel yinga ngor kadalor tartong ku go ga bu ko ji shok ku kene ne lele yira norandun chinok gor kudu titiogin na cha ja gor ku jo naran jal kadi chok kiti bi woru jal martin kan lakin ni ten o ga na ground o ga jal wel kida o ga jatong kada yira ne lele o ga jatong kada jada kada le go da tu bug joden achan tong dola ye jot e ba jala tin da tan ku jal ka ku tiong ya ti ku wetin tu kan lel ku jal ka ni number je ka di ka to tin kuna lo ka le ku tu ga bin la limtina chan ku bi la moji ka chir ka ku yin da tu tilin le yin nang man choti ki ba la ho ko ko kimin ke ko ke a chi la ho ja chiri tiri a chi ho a chi hu ji tu bin ko a chi ka ho ke ko ke da wo bu na wu chir ka le bi wo la ho ko okay o go already o ga dia kulel ko o ga chi din tu ma ku na ben kulel o ga la tong de che tong chu kir tong chu giro pot pa ben ku la martin ke den ga di bu ka yen ba la martin ti no ngara mo yen la pal de na lan ka dia a ka wo jam ke do kon ku ta ge ja pot da ti chin po yen tu karan du chin no kimina na ki na win wa yin bol ma kur let's say an je gwana ke ja po tu bala gur o ka ngor ya kuma ka bu kan la tingul lin ba ta nin kirana cha no ko bi ja bala jam jama a chu ka exhaust ka wo tenin bol ma kur a cha na kuma a chi lu bi ja la tingul do o rande chi no ko kira no ye na bu pol no a ke no international law wona ka ga wo jam tin a chan bu ka lo polo ku bu ko latin in bol ma kura cha lo put very nice wetin ni chi jam ku lel garang mabor ka cho jam a chi lela na chi ba nang revolt ko chi ben te na be kite a be jam bi raje let me make it kite yeah Channel was crying for no reason because of me. Okay. I didn't even do anything. He was crying for no reason. Okay, come down, guys. Come down. Hold on. No let me finish this very quick. Come in and give me a minute, okay? Yeah. You don't. Kayen, achanya lelo tino ka chi benda cho jam kulel kanon ka bana la lel terbenno. Ke terbenno aka biran chiro yan batong du bala lori porzana pat. Yan kage aka ka jamoktin kubula tin bugai intelligent enough kubula tin butor korbi pin nomben ko korbi ko mat ko bi ke ko en kenel ko kayen kine jala naben I'm sorry yingor they can lawyer request by then and then we will keep talking ku ka you lawyer abi ko ka jam tin ko junubin ku yoku monjang thank you bol ma kuran ano bija jalan chinan ko ti kokten
Mokwe, I thank you so much for your input. Though we will not take that long to deviate out of the topic, because we need to be consistent with the topic, and that's the interest of our people and the reason why we are here today. My brother, you are highly welcome.
Yes, guys. Yeah, thank you so much, Bolmakur. Yeah, so it's really great to be here as a South Sudanese, and then to talk about the issues that is burning each one of us. It's so I don't know if it's okay for me just to start talking or I should.
No, just start talking. Introduce yourself to the Junubin, and then go ahead. Put your point.
Okay, great. Yeah. So my name is Langalafa Oriho. So I'm South Sudanese, based in the U.S. Yeah, so like I'm involved more into like community stuff, so like society stuff in the US here, and then I'm concerned about South Sudan well-being and South Sudanese well-being. So for me, growing up in the north has really helped me to understand the Arab culture, the Arab mentality, and then the government. With that being said, like the killing of our people in actually in Sudan is absolutely something that is wrong, is not acceptable, and because like the killing comes from the government that represent people of Sudan. So we are liable to hold the government of Sudan responsible into that. But like, however, I totally like see like why the government of South Sudan is taking their like a smooth move towards this for so many of a reason. Number one is like actually we share the longest border with Sudan, and then we have outstanding issues, and we have a trading that's going on with actually Sudan. For example, oil that is going over there, and then we have over 2 million of our citizens in Sudan. So any acts of that kind, it require really a government to act in a very sound way without like dragging into emotion. But however, I still see the need for our government to really take a serious move towards that. Number one is like they need to condemn the act publicly. Number two is they need to allow peaceful demonstration, which means peaceful is like they need to deploy forces to protect the protesters and to protect the embassy of Sudan and the Sudanese in South. Number three, the government need to work with the government of Sudan to form a committee, joint committee to investigate the matter, like who did it, and then they need to be brought to books. Because if that action is not done, there's so many issues that we have in South Sudan that is boiling, that's underneath boiling. For example, issues of salaries that has not been paid for like past 1 year. People are frustrated with their payment not being there on time. There are so many issues of like security that is going on in the country. So I call myself at the moment as a like a good advisor to like the government of South Sudan to tell them like really like what's the best way to handle this issue, because if it's not handled can backfire. Number one, like if South Sudan did not handle this issue well, Sudan can really start funding the rebels of South Sudan, which will cause more insecurity to South Sudan more than now South Sudan is insecure. Number two is our oil pipeline that is going through Sudan. So Sudan can do whatever in their hands to ensure that like it doesn't go smooth. And also like another thing is number three is our relation with like other people that are allies to Sudan. We have like some other team that actually allies to Sudan, which we treasure that actually sort of like that sort of friendship. So if government of South Sudan did not really look into that one also it can backfire. And also if we were to see from a point of our citizens based in both sides of the country, if government of South Sudan don't really take a serious move towards that, our life of our citizen can even be more in danger. So therefore, I really like call into the government bodies, which are actually ambassadors, foreign affairs, to actually start like launching a conversation towards that and launching a lobby towards condemning that action publicly, without any fear, because it is a life of our citizenship. Thank you.
Wow. I'm really impressed, Mr. Urio. You have actually touched the point that I've talked about yesterday, that because our young generation, I carried out by the emotions and the tragic death they have seen toward their own people. But I told them there are a lot into it. Do not believe that they are doing this without the plan behind. So if you see the government of South Sudan is taking time, not taking time, but address it in a diplomatic manner, doesn't mean that we are cowards. And those are the issues that now you have just lay out. For example, funding of the rebels, which is very serious, and it can take us back, to a full-scale war. you know, and also about the pipeline and some other thing that we don't know because we are in the government. And those are the reasons. And also, you put it very well that we should not actually kill those who are within South Sudan, but the government of South Sudan have to deploy or give a security around, put a security around those people who are living in South Sudan to protect them. Very good. Those are the key issues that we need to look at, which you put it very well. I had been here for a little while. I see you want to say something. Go ahead. And yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like one thing is like for this war, okay, so like that, like we really need to know that like there are some facts that are like going into since this war have started. We have our South Sudanese who are fighting alongside the government of Sudan that is in actually the army, and also at the same time we have our people that are fighting in the side of actually rebels that are there. So like with that being said, like the government of South Sudan need to clearly like show that with which side they stand, not with which side they want to fight. Because I don't advise the government of South Sudan to join hand to fight into what a Sudanese his stuff. But however, government of South Sudan need to clearly show that I need to stand with the military of Sudan. I know my statement could sound really like not good to many, but like I will explain it more and why. For any government and any institution, right? Institution consists of many government bodies and that form a country. In order for us to support, we don't need to support a rebellion movement. Because if we do support RSF, tomorrow the government of South Sudan can support our rebel groups that are brewing there. The government of South Sudan need to clearly show that I do stand with the system and government in Sudan, because if Sudan collapses, it will lead to collapse of South Sudan and many regions. Why I'm saying collapse of South Sudan? We have a lot of outstanding issues that is not yet done. We have issues of border. We are still like talking about Abyei, that we don't know the fate of it. We still have Hofrat and Nihas. We still have Ekafie Kenji. Those are the issues that like we're still outstanding. And also in the like, and then also the RSF, as we are talking now, they are actually taking gold from some part of South Sudan. So if government of South Sudan don't like clearly show where they stand, it's going to be really bad. And number two is government of South Sudan need to clearly encourage South Sudanese not to join either of the side to fight, because we have people who are fighting on the both side. Because those things, as Sudanese people are frustrated on how their country went wrong. I don't understand the action of actual individual in the army, but also at the same time, I understand that they want their country to be stable. So therefore, you cannot control someone who like very, very frustrated can come and do any stupid things the way it happened. But at the same time, we as people of South Sudan and the government need to clearly advise South Sudanese not to join either of the party. That's a Sudanese problem. We wish them like good. We don't want like actually state of Sudan to collapse, because the collapse in the state of South Sudan will really affect us South Sudanese directly. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Orio. You have mentioned very important points, and they are listening here because a lot of people are watching you speaking on this matter. There are boiling issues for real that we don't need to involve as South Sudanese or as South Sudan government. But, I have seen some time back that Buran come to Juba, but I did not follow up what is the, what have they talked with the government of South Sudan and how they put their relationship. And so it's very confusing, and we could not understand what troubled this problem. Is it because there are South Sudanese fighting alongside on the side of SF, or is it because there are, or is it because government of South Sudan is not supporting the government of Sudan? Those issues are in question, but you put it very well. if we not be very careful, a lot of things can happen. That's how it is. Now, I have some of our brothers also here. They already speak. I had been here for a while, and I'm very happy that you joined the show. And maybe, possibly, we might come back, not tomorrow, but maybe on Sunday. And you are highly welcome to join us, so we can break down so many things. I am also a person who involved in the community a lot in the United States, so we can exchange our numbers, and we'll be talking about some other things that are problems to Southern Sudan. I already speak about South Sudanese need to go out in full scale and demonstrate. We should not leave only demonstration to our people back home. I suggest that we should even go to Washington, D.C. I have suggest that yesterday, and also I'm suggesting to our youth today that we should demonstrate. We should go to Washington, and that one will also awake the international community and look at the matter. Some people even are not very aware. I just seen some already text me right now because we are watched by CNN. We are watched by United Nations in Juba. A lot of people watch us, and some actually already talk now, send an email to Lake State Media. So that means we have created awareness. So let our people come out in full scale. Also, these are the days of media. You don't need sometime, if you cannot make it to Washington, you can actually possibly put something out on your page. Put something out on your page. You do not say that, what I will put out will not be heard. That's your voice. Our voice is a media. Put something on your page condemning the barbaric killing that going on in Sudan toward South Sudanese. Do not be silent about it. Do not be silent about it. This is my message to Junubin, and I'm still repeating the message of remain calm in Juba, because you already hear from our speaker, Mr. Oreo. He have already talked about those points. What can happen if we go to full-scale war? For you, somebody who said that, why do you guys condemn? Why do you guys talked about South Sudanese in Juba should be protected? They should be protected because that's not how things are handled, So, and this one need to be approached in a different manner. You have already heard some of our speakers; they already talked about it. My brothers, I will give one of you from Ngor to W and going back to my brother, and then I will close it because I had been here for longer. So Ngor, I give you only 5. I will give you only 2 minutes. Wrap it up.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Lady Speaker, for mentioning all those things. We discussed those things already, and it's good also to come and emphasize them again. What I want to add on what he said. There is a time for everything. Now South Sudan government is scared, even though the citizens want to protest. They will say, if you protest, they will say you protest against the government. So many things happen, and citizens are being told not to protest. They should protest about the non-payment for 12 months. That is a major case in the world economy. So if you not give money to your civil society, this is the right for the citizen to protest peacefully. So if South Sudan keep it scared that if the citizen will go on the street and protest, it will mean they're going to overturn the government. How long they're going to prevent that for people to protest? And they say South Sudan is a democratic society. So you cannot dictate them in something that they are not violate anything. They are not burning people's property. They just want to send their message to be seen outside world, because South Sudan is a country within the 193 nation. So there's no reason the government will be scared every time when the citizen has to protest, and they say, if you do it, there are people who can go here. Look what happened to Syria. How many years? So if the time the citizen can go crazy, you cannot control them, because if you don't eat, how are you going to survive? So they need to come out and condemn this, tell the government of South Sudan, the safety of people who are still remain in Sudan is in the hand of the government of Sudan. The president of the country needs to come out in the daylight, not on debate, to say it strongly statement, like what the president of Kenya has said.
Thank you.
Second, my 2 minutes over. Second, we got all these people in East Africa. We have a position of Commonwealth of East Africa. They're the leadership. We have a AU. They're the leadership. We have a UNIMIS in South Sudan. They're the leadership. We have the Foreign Affairs. We have a leadership. We have the board of the youth of South Sudan. We have leadership. We have the board of the military in South Sudan. These people, they can come out and say, this is not the right way. You Sudan has to respond to it. And then
Yes.
it could be respect. But now nobody come out.
Lord, thank you. Thank you so much. Sometimes, South Sudan one day will be blessed. One day, South Sudan will be blessed to have people like me and you jump out within a minute and do whatever they can. It will come into action one day. Remember when Kenya used to be ruled by President Moi? Kenya is unlike today than before. That's how South Sudan is today. When Moi was ruling Kenya, some other things were controlled, because if we could have led Kenya to take actions on those days, Kenya could have not arrived to what it is today. South Sudan is like a small baby who is crawling now. You don't really, if you leap, it will fall. So remember, sometimes we should speak very careful, as I do, as you do before, and as Oreo do, and Angok, so we cannot advocate other demonstration. For example, about the money, because South Sudan is like a baby, remember. We will do other things and we will fail terribly. So we should focus today on the killing. But other things, we have to leave them, because our country is still a baby. Thank you. I'm going to give you 1 minute. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Okay.
I think you mean me. Yeah.
Yes, I have done it. Thank you.
Go ahead. Okay. Yeah, thank you again. Yes, to all of you, thank you, the viewers and the speakers who joined the Lagos State. I appreciate that. Bulma Kur and Nabram, I appreciate you most of the time, how you conduct and all the things. But most importantly, it's about the issues of the nation. It's not about the personal thing. This is the best about the Lagos State. And you remember when Lagos State was founded by 4 people of you. And the issues of Junub and all this, and until now becoming global into that. It is a resilient to 4 of you. And I remember that. And I used to join you. One of you onto that club. What I want to, my input on today It's not because that I haven't seen the pain to us, but there is a saying that eye for an eye is not good in most cases. But if that what we have to do, then what is the nation? What is the people in the long? We're separated now as the South Sudan and the North Sudan, but we're still the same people. But we have to investigate this issue. In the point, how did it came along? And wait that those farmers have to be brutalized in that way. On to my conclusion, it based into that we have to have awareness in what is going on. And thanks to the Lake State media too, to aware the citizens for demonstration is not a bad thing. This is what people have to do. This is a democratic how it works. This is how you have to voice your concern to the world or to somebody that you're discontent, that I'm not happy for this. So this is a good thing. So, but to me, like brother Ngor was saying, my brother Bill was saying, if you have somebody that got killed there, you have to take whatever and revenge on that. That is not acceptable, because eye for an eye is generating another one, and non-stop. But we have to control. We have to control that. And demonstration is a good thing in which people have to. War is a result when you have no option. Even that when we took the arm against the North, it was not our option. It was that we have no option of negotiation. That is why we took arm. But otherwise, if we have the alternative of negotiation, this war killing 3 million people should not happen. And that what I concern of this, and it's not because that I'm happy what has happened. It is totally wrong. Because
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So I have to stop there, and that's what I have to tell to the viewers and to a lot of people around the world, or to our
Thank you.
brother who joined us today. Atany is a member of the government, although he's not there, but he have information inside. What we can do is not just eye for an eye, but to investigate the thing. And that is what the President Kiir is a good guy. He's a good guy because he's not like other people. Otherwise, he can even fuel up the war there, sending the military into that based onto this. And we look into whatever that happened now in Gaza, in Israel and Palestine. It is
Thank
just
you.
a small thing. So this is what I have to add onto that, and that's what I was saying. It's not because that I like what had happened. I was just saying what we can do to approach the thing in a manner of what? In a manner of peace and coexistence. Within, we are the same people. Sudan and South Sudan, we are the same people.
Thank you.
My last
Thank
point
you.
to that.
You ran out of your 1 minute.
Okay, okay. My last point onto this, in which that we have to come to Lagos State sometime to debate this, about the North and the South. Why the North Sudan can be called North, and why do we have to call South Sudan and whatever? This is have to be a subject. So
We will schedule that.
yes, this thing we have
And
to
we
come
will
on
invite
that.
the members.
And yes. So I
Yes,
cannot be called a source, and somebody will be called a Sudanese there. Then who am I? And what is the Sudan? The definition of Sudan in definition in itself. So
we will
I have
define
to
that
rest my
when
case
we
there.
come to that
Yeah.
meeting. We will define the north and the south and the south. But right
Yeah.
now, we will.
So I rest my case there. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. I really like the way you narrated. Thank you, W. Young. I will give a chance to my brother Audio. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So it seems like there is actually an echo. If like Rich can mute. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Yeah. So actually, so like we have spoke like you Ball, and then like the team here spoke like 2 hours about like what is the issue and all that. And always it's good like as we talk about the issue, we offer solution. And like and then I believe a lot of you did that one, and then I'm going to add mine also there. So a way forward into that, like as the body that represent people of South Sudan is the government. My way forward to actually the government of South Sudan is, number one is form a committee that consists of the people from the government of Sudan to investigate this, to make it to the end, and also ensure that this thing is publicly and people who are involved into that are brought to books. And then two is ensure that like to actually apply your diplomacy to report those things to IGAD, because like Sudan is part of IGAD, is try to actually apply it and then report it to the AU because Sudan is part of, and also the UN. And then also number three is like, because we really don't know the dynamic of the war of Sudan, who is going to take again and how things are going to go. I will advise the government of South Sudan to like really like whoever that like support both of the side of the coin under the soil of South should not really like practice any sort of things. And number four is I'll advise the government of South to allow peaceful demonstration towards the same issue, because what make people to get out is seeing their brothers and loved ones being slaughtered. So let them go out, demonstrate peacefully, and protect them as they are like doing that without making any damages to the country. And then like finally is like the government of South Sudan should clearly like instate on which side of the coin the government of South Sudan really into, because that is very crucial into what is going to come after when the war is finished. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your quick review, Mr. Oreo, and I welcome you always to this platform to share with us. It's very important for Junubin to come together, especially at this moment. And that's what we've been telling people always. United we what? United we stand. Divided we fall. You see now, we should be united always to address the matters. Is it not good now? You come from different part, and I came from different part, and work from different part, and we form a very strong post, you know. And my brother also Ngor come from other part, and that's what Junubin want. We don't need division, and that's the point that Lake State Media was formed, so we can address our matters. I don't need the viewers or the citizens to look at the word Lake State. Let's look at the word a state that give service to all Junubin. It's just like CNN now. Can go to anywhere all over the world and covered, but is not being seen as the American news broadcast, because it's serving everybody. That's how we should look at this platform. You are highly welcome all the time, my brother. My brother Ngor, thank you so much for contributing to this matter. My brother W. Ngor, thank you so much. I also thank Molana Tenwega for being a guest here, and thank you for sharing with us. I apologize for the inconvenience, some little things that are happening here and there, you know. So that's why a long time ago, somebody said that Gal Junubin, they like to talk, you know. So if you are a leader of Junubin, you have to understand them. They like to talk and be patient with them, you know. For example, our guest exit because there was a commotion in the room here. So forgive us, and you should understand Junubin. You know, we like to talk, we like to articulate very hard, but that's good for us sometimes. So thank you. We wish him to come back and let this one go. Between some other little things happen here and there between my brother Ngok and Makwe. So I will leave it there, and thank you. What's the message here? Lake State Media, with all the guests that we have hosted, we are condemning the barbaric killing that going on in Sudan, and we are also condemning anybody who will start killing anybody in Southern Sudan. That's our position. What next? We, the youth in United States, we need to organize the demonstration. We need to go to Washington. You know, our voice need to be heard. That's my last point, and thank you all for coming. I really appreciate. See you again. Thank you.